Ben got in touch a few days ago to ask about business schools. Ben is in his early 20s and has just graduated with a bachelor's degree and is thinking what to do next. Now, my comments here are general and shouldn't be taken as necessarily applying to any particular case. For that, one needs to get a lot of detailed background information. John and I will be doing a show on the pros and cons of business schools very soon, perhaps even next week. But in the meantime, a quick summary. Though they can teach you a lot, especially about accounts, business schools are far from a panacea. In my experience, you can probably learn just about everything they've got to teach you by reading through a dozen, maybe 24 books. A lot cheaper, and, if you're disciplined, a lot quicker. But you don't get the qualification. However, why should an entrepreneur need a qualification? My main concern is that both the people who take these courses and those who subsequently employ them tend to regard business schools as training camps, with the assumption that anyone who graduates must be a good businessman. But as we all know, it is perfectly possible to come out with the very highest grades and fail spectacularly once let loose on a real business. And I don't think a business school can be a substitute for experience. I know this is very frustrating when you're young, all these patronising older geezers going on all the time about experience. But as a general rule of thumb, if you're in your very early 20s, I would be inclined to get a few years' life experience before going to business school. I think the education will then be far more meaningful to you. And, in the meantime, I would travel the world for a couple of years. If you've no money to do so, then so much the better. Bootstrap your way around, finding ways of earning what you need to survive. It doesn't matter too much where you go, but the more different your home country, the richer will be the experience.